Good evening. This is the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather reporting. With top winds of 150 miles an hour for the Atlantic coast, it could be the storm of the century. Hurricane Gloria is threatening the eastern seaboard, where more than 48 million people live. This hurricane is still 550 miles out in the Atlantic, but already it's drawing a bead on the outer banks of North Carolina. If you were above Gloria, this is the view you would have of the coast as the storm made its way across the Atlantic. The 300-mile wide hurricane is so huge that it threatens the entire coast from Charleston, South Carolina, up to Massachusetts. With us tonight is Dr. Neil Frank, director of the National Hurricane Center in Miami. Dr. Frank, good evening. Welcome. Thank you for being with us. How dangerous is this storm likely to be when and if it hits land?
Well, it's a very dangerous hurricane right now, no question about it, 150-mile-an-hour winds. Now, the dilemma that we have tonight is that we all anticipate that it's going to gradually turn to the north and accelerate in its forward speed and move on up into the New England area. Now, the dilemma is, when is that turn going to take place? If the turn is delayed, then it means the storm is going to get up awfully close to the Carolina coast, and that's where we have our hurricane watch up now, and we may have to post hurricane warnings there tonight.
Your best estimate on where the storm is likely to hit?
Well, if it continues to move on this track, then it's the Carolinas. Now, if that turn would begin to take place this evening and the center would pass east of Hatteras, then it could stay out of the open water and maintain its strength and would be a much more serious threat on into New England.
Considering how fickle hurricanes can be, and we found that out again most recently, yes, when is your best estimate that it'll come into landfall?
Well, if it continues on towards the Carolina coastline, it looks like tomorrow afternoon sometime. And that's why we're seriously considering a watch this evening.
Thank you very much, Dr. Frank, and we'll be back in touch with you as the hours go along. With no clear certainty where the hurricane may strike, forecasters today urged residents all along the East Coast to start planning safety measures now. James McManus explains why.
It is Hurricane Gloria's enormous power and her track toward the Atlantic coast that are sending alarms from the sand islands of the Outer Banks north some 500 miles to New England.
Usually if you prepare for something like this, it doesn't happen. If you don't prepare for it, beware.
In Providence, Rhode Island, the fury of this late-season storm is stirring recollections of an unnamed 1938 hurricane that offered little warning before it smashed across Long Island and into the lower New England states, killing 600 persons and injuring hundreds more. In North Carolina, they remember 1960's Hurricane Donna, whose winds and storm surge left a long path of destruction.
Oh, my knees are starting to shake. Don't tell me anymore.
In Nags Head, with Hurricane Gloria still hundreds of miles away, only a few were boarding up.
We're trying to barrel board up early, and so we're prepared. If the hurricane comes, not much we can do about it.
In the past 20 years, there's been a rush of development along the Outer Banks, a long arc of sand and salt marshes looping away from the mainland in a string of low-lying islands extremely vulnerable to hurricane-force winds and high tides. Today, there are thousands of residents and vacationers here casting anxious glances to the south.
If it were to hit this area, what do you think would happen?
We'd have a bad mess.
South of here, they're already evacuating some of the barrier islands that have no bridges to the mainland. Along this stretch of the Outer Banks, tourists and residents are paying close attention to weather reports, and those we have talked to say if the evacuation order comes, they'll go. James McManus, CBS News, Nags Head, North Carolina.
Mexico's President Miguel de la Madrid, my apologies for that pronunciation, today met with Mexico City officials to outline a massive review of building codes in the world's second largest city. It's now 7 days since the first of two earthquakes ripped a huge scar across the nation, claiming thousands of lives. But in Mexico City, Jerry Bowen reports rescuers still dig for and sometimes find miracle signs of life.
Listen carefully to the sound. Listen as the rescue workers did late last night to the cries of 8-day-old Cristina Nunez, cries coming from the